What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, rising, upcoming welterweight superstar boxer Vergil Ortiz, undefeated, calls out ADRIEN, the problem BRONER, former 4-division world champion superstar boxer. Vergil Ortiz is 15-0, 15 by way of knockout. He's 5'10", 22 years of age, 70-inch arm reach. Vergil Ortiz is from Dallas, Texas, and Vergil Ortiz is a knockout machine. Vergil Ortiz is calling out ADRIEN the problem BRONER. The problem is, no pun intended, is that ADRIEN BRONER fights predominantly now at junior welterweight, 140, right? He did fight Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, 8-division world champion, legendary, iconic boxer, and current WBA welterweight world champion, Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. His last fight, that was at welterweight division. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao fights at welterweight, right? And but that was a big, lucrative fight. Now, can ADRIEN BRONER make 147? Absolutely. He wouldn't have a problem doing it. But fighting the upper echelon of the welterweight division doesn't bode well for ADRIEN BRONER and his style. He just seems to be a tweener. He's in between a junior welterweight and a welterweight, right? If there was his own weight class, 144 pounds, that would be best suited for ADRIEN BRONER. With that said, this would be a great fight, for both, right? I think that ADRIEN BRONER would possibly beat Vergil Ortiz, right? I'm favoring ADRIEN BRONER to beat Vergil Ortiz. Now, the difference is that Vergil Ortiz has a lot of power. He's young. He has a lot of confidence. He's undefeated. Don't know how to lose. And ADRIEN BRONER has an issue with letting his hands go, right? Now, he has the athletic ability and advantage in that department over Ortiz. He has the speed advantage over Vergil Ortiz. And I believe that he may be more accurate than Vergil Ortiz. And obviously, he has more experience being in the ring with Marcos Maidana, being in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, being in the ring with Sean Porter. So he just, has, there's not even a question where the experience lies, right? But with that said, he doesn't do well with pressure fighters, right? He just doesn't let his hands go. I know a lot of people say, well, he just don't do well with all the fighters as of late because he just don't let his hands go. Don't matter what style is presented to him in front of him, right? But I think that, pressure fighters is the ones that give them the most trouble, right? But I liken Vergil Ortiz to a better version of Jesse Vargas. And I thought that ADRIEN BRONER won that fight against Jesse Vargas. I thought he started too late in the fight, which saw the fight end in a draw. If he would have started quicker and earlier, I think that he would have won the fight. But Vergil Ortiz is very big as well. He's 5'10", right? So that's big for ADRIEN BRONER, who's 5'7", 5'8". And he doesn't do well, like I said, with pressure fighters to begin with. So dealing with a guy the size and the youth of Vergil Ortiz, that may pose to be a lot of trouble for ADRIEN BRONER. But this is a fight that I would love to see for both guys, right? It's a big, lucrative fight. Can ADRIEN BRONER, he asked Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza to give him $10 million, to come back and fight. Is this a fight that's worth $10 million? Who knows, right? This is a fight, though, I would love to see, right? Can ADRIEN BRONER garner $10 million for this fight? He should be, right? You should pay him because it would be a big, lucrative fight. ADRIEN BRONER sports a record 33, 4 by way of knockout. 33 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. 24 by way of knockout. That 1 draw, his last fights, his last 4 fights, he has 1 win, 2 losses, and a draw to Jesse Vargas. So ADRIEN BRONER needs a big win, right? And he hasn't put in a string of wins together, like a 3-win string, in quite some time, right? And so he needs a big win. This would be a huge fight. This is a huge step up for Vergil Ortiz, and this would be a huge, lucrative fight for ADRIEN BRONER. I believe that this would be the last big fights for ADRIEN BRONER. And I think that he's worth $10 million to face Vergil Ortiz. So, this is a fight that I would love to see. Like I said, it's a 50-50 fight. I would favor ADRIEN BRONER, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, You know, I don't put my eggs in Adrien Broner's basket anymore because Adrien Broner, you know, don't let his hands go. You can't trust him, right? But a focused Adrien Broner should be able to beat Vergil Ortiz, right? So this is a fight that, like I said, I would love to see. It's great for the sport of boxing, you know, and it's truly a 50-50 fight. So he's an orthodox fighter. Vergil Ortiz is, you know, one thing is he fights on DAZN, and he's with Golden Boy, right? So the fact that he's with Golden Boy and he fights on DAZN, you know, could prove to be a hurdle that needs to be overcome. Could be a snag. You know, that could be the difference in getting a fight made or not. If Oscar De La Hoya is willing to do business with Al Heyman, I don't see why not. They definitely should be able to get it done, especially this type of fight. Is Oscar De La Hoya willing to put Vergil Ortiz in there with an Adrien Broner at this stage of his career, being 22 years of age, only having 15 fights? Now he does have 15 knockouts with those 15 fights, but still, Adrien Broner is very seasoned. He's very sharp, and he knows his back is against the wall at this point in time. Now, one could say, and one could wonder if this is a situation where Adrien Broner asks for $10 million. It's a cash out fight, and he don't really truly deep down care what direction the fight ends in. You know, but you know, he's already a Hall of Famer, 4-division world champion. You know, he's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing, but yet and still, he's still a big draw in his career, right? And he could turn it around. This could be a turnaround fight for Adrien Broner. This could be a fight that, you know, sees Adrien Broner get his career back on track, right? He defeats Vergil Ortiz, a young, up-and-coming, hungry Mexican fighter, superstar boxer, you know, has a Mexican fan base, undefeated, has a lot of praise that comes his way. His ceiling is high. You know, for Adrien Broner at this point in time now, there can be some people that say, well, if Adrien Broner win the fight, well, you know, he didn't have experience, so on and so forth. But he's a blue chip prospect. Vergil Ortiz is seen as the next face of the sport of boxing. So with that said, you know, I'm going to give Adrien Broner full props if he beat Vergil Ortiz. So this is a fight that I would love to see. And like I said, he has the speed advantage. He has the foot speed advantage. He has the athletic advantage, athletic ability advantage. He has the experience advantage. You know, he just don't have the power advantage. And Vergil Ortiz is very big, like I stated, at 5'10". He's bigger than Errol Spence, right? So. And he's a pressure fighter, and he's a power puncher. Obviously, 15 fights, 15 knockouts. So, but that level of opposition is not Adrien Broner. We have seen Adrien Broner hit the canvas against Marcos Maidana twice in that fight, and that is it, right? You don't see Adrien Broner hitting the canvas, point blank and period. Manny Pacquiao wasn't able to do it. So, you know, he has the experience, and only thing that's missing with Adrien Broner is ever in question is his dedication. Is he focused? Is he going to let his hands go? You know, but he has power as well. So that's another thing. He has speed, power, and accuracy. And I don't believe that Vergil Ortiz has seen anything like Adrien Broner. Definitely not in the pros. Maybe in the amateurs. Amateurs is the amateurs, the pros is the pros. Two different levels, right? So he hasn't seen what Adrien Broner is going to be a dog on the inside. He's on the inside. Adrien Broner has power. He has speed. He's accurate. And this Vergil Ortiz, he's going to test Ortiz, right? This is going to be a telltale sign. If Vergil Ortiz is able to get past Adrien Broner, I don't believe he could stop him, but he could win the fight against Adrien Broner. That'll say a lot about his future, right? The direction of his future, the trajectory of his future, right? So that'll validate all the praise that's coming his way. So, but he's going to have to fight. He's going to have to dig deep because Adrien Broner is not going away. You know, you're not just going to hit him with a couple of big punches and he going away. Marcos Maidana said the hardest puncher he ever faced was Adrien Broner, right? He said the toughest fighter he ever faced was Adrien Broner. So with that said, you know, this is a big fight, and I think this is a fight that should happen. So Vergil Ortiz is calling for the fight. Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see it. Make it happen, man. It's a big fight for the sport of boxing. You know, I believe it's the perfect fight. Now, Adrien Broner asking for $10 million. I don't know with everything going on with the pandemic. Is this going to be possible to pay him $10 million? But it's worth it, right? It's worth it for Virgil Ortiz. And the flip side of this, you could pay Adrien Broner $10 million because Virgil Ortiz is still green in that aspect, right? So he's not going to get no $10 million for the fight. You understand? So you could tip the scales in the favor of Adrien Broner just to make it a big fight for Virgil Ortiz if you're Oscar De La Hoya. So let's see how this all plays out. But I'm favoring Adrien Broner, man. I know a lot of people jump off the ship and they're like, man, he don't let his hands go. They don't trust him. But he has all the advantages, right? If he loses the fight, it's because Adrien Broner lost the fight. So let's see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hit, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.